Lesson 3, finding missing angle measures. I know that the sum of these two angles equals 90 degrees because this is a right angle. So to find this missing measure, I need to subtract 64 from 90. 90 minus 64 equals 26. So x equals 26 degrees. This too is a right angle. If I put a corner in there, it fits perfectly. So I'm going to subtract 38 from 90. So x equals 52 degrees. These together are supplementary angles. They equal 180. So to find this missing measure, I'm going to subtract 127 from 180. So x equals 53 degrees. These two are supplementary angles. So I'm going to subtract 115 from 180. So x is 65 degrees. Here I have three angles. I know that all three of them equal 180. So there's two different ways that I can find the missing measure. Let's do one way over here. So I can take 180 degrees and subtract 58 and then subtract 47, and the missing amount will be what's left. So 180 minus 58 is 122, and then subtract 47 and I get 75. So that must mean that x is 75 degrees. The other way to do it is to add these two together. 58 plus 47 equals 105. And then subtract that from 180, which is again 75. So two different ways to find that missing measure. Okay, this one, I know that all three of them equal 180. If this one's 90, then I know this one must equal 90. So I need to subtract 51 from 90 to find that missing angle. So x is 39. Okay, these are vertical angles. And I know that vertical angles are congruent. So if this one's 97, then this one must be 97. So let me make that note. You do it too. Vertical angles. So if this one is 97, then the other one is 97. All right, these are a supplementary pair. So we have a acute and obtuse together equal 180. So I'm going to subtract 88 from 180. So x equals 92. Okay, I have another supplementary angle. So I'm going to subtract 112 from 180. So x must be 68 degrees. Okay, I have four angles. So let's see, we know these are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. So if this is 79 degrees, then this one is 79 degrees. Okay, so we know what our acute angles are. We need to figure out what these obtuse angles are. So together, this is 180. So if I subtract 79, I'll have this missing measure. 180 minus 79 is 101. So if this is 101 degrees, this one is also, because these are vertical angles. Okay, this is 46. So that means that Y is also 46 vertical angles. So I want to find out what my obtuse angles are. So I'm going to subtract 46 from 180. And I get 134. So that is the measure of all of my obtuse angles. Okay, all of these sides are equal. So that means that these two angles are also congruent. So if this one is 83 degrees, then this one is 83 degrees. Okay, now together these make 180. So if I subtract 83, I'll know the missing amount. So this is 97, and these angles are congruent. So that means that this one is also 97. Okay, if angle 3 equals 41 degrees, find the measure of each angle. Okay, well, let's find angle 3 right here. It's 41 degrees. So if this acute angle is 41 degrees, then that means that all of my acute angles are 41 degrees. These are both congruent. They're vertical angles. They're congruent, 41 degrees. These are corresponding angles. These are congruent, 41 degrees. And these are vertical, 41 degrees. So once you know what one acute angle is, you know what all of the acute angles are. So that means that angles 2, 3, 6, and 7 are all 41 degrees. All right, now we need to figure out what these obtuse angles are. So I'm going to subtract 41 from 180. And I get 139. So that means that all of my obtuse angles are 139 degrees. Okay, now if angle 8 is 117 degrees, so let me put that down. Find the measure of each angle. Okay, well, that means if this obtuse is 117, then all of my obtuse angles are 117. So angle 1, 4, 5, and 8 are 117 degrees. Okay, so now we have to figure out the acute. So together, this is 180, subtract, 117, and that gives me 63. So all of my acute angles equal 63 degrees. All right, page 5. So sometimes you get a little more complicated problem. So this is to help you know how to set it up and solve. So these angles are congruent. They're vertical angles. So you know that they equal each other. They are the same. So we're going to set it up that one is equal to the other. Then we're going to solve for the variable. substitute, and solve for my angle measures. And then we're going to check to make sure they're equal. All right, so we have 4x plus 43 is equal to 7x minus 27. I'm sorry, minus 26. Okay, don't call me after midnight. Don't need to distribute. Don't need to combine on either side, but I do need to move. So I'm going to move 4x. And I get 43 equals 3x minus 26. Okay, I still need to move. I don't have x all by himself, so I'm going to move 26. Okay, now I'm done moving and adding, moving and subtracting. Last, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And x equals 23. Okay, I'm not quite done. I know what x equals, but I need to find the angle measures. So I'm going to substitute x here and then substitute x here. So 4 times 23 plus 43 equals 135. Okay, and let's plug it in here. 7 instead of x, I'm putting 23 minus 26. 7 times 23 minus 26 is 135. Okay, these do equal each other. So this was a 135 degrees, and this angle is 135 degrees. Okay, let's do B. Okay, these are both acute. So that means that they are equal to each other. 2x minus 10 equals 65 minus x. Make my checklist. Don't need to distribute. Don't need to combine. Do need to move. So I'm going to move x over here. 3x minus 10 equals 65. Okay, need x by himself, so now I'm going to move 10. All right, done moving and shaking. Now I'm on multiply, divide. Going to divide both sides by 3. And x equals 25. All right, time to substitute to figure out our angle measures and make sure that they're equal. So 2 times 25 minus 10 equals 40. Okay, let's the other one. 65 minus 25 equals 40. Okay, that works. Both of these acute angles are 40 degrees. All right. This type of problem is that the angles are supplementary. As we know that if you add them together, they equal 180. So this is the type of setup we're going to use. We're going to do the same steps after that. Solve for the variables, substitute to find out angle measures. And then when we check, we need to make sure that they equal 180. Okay, so this angle plus this angle equals 180. 3y plus 5 plus 5y plus 15 equals 180. So this is one angle, and I'm adding the other one to it. Okay, don't call me after midnight. Don't need to distribute. I do need to combine. So I have 3y plus 5y is 8y. 5 and 15 makes 20. Okay, combined. Now I'm going to move. Ooh, I don't need to move at y. He's all by himself, but I do need to move 20. So I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides. 8y equals 160. Okay, done moving. Going to divide both sides by 8. And y equals 20. Okay, now that I know what y is, I can find my angle measures. So I'm going to substitute it up here. 3 times 20 plus 5. See, 60, that would be 65. Substitute it in the other one. 5 times 20 plus 15, that's 100 plus 15 is 115. Okay, 65 plus 115. It's 180. So it does check. So my acute angle is 65 degrees and my obtuse is 115 degrees. All right. B, obtuse, acute. If I put them together, they equal 180. So I'm going to do x plus 125 and add my other angle, x plus 75 equals 180. And do my checklist. I don't need to distribute, but I do need to combine. I have 2 x's and 2 constants. Okay, done combining, move. Okay, x is all by itself over here, so I need to move 200. 2x equals negative 20. Okay, done moving and adding, moving and subtracting. I need to multiply and divide. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. X equals negative 10. All right, time to substitute. So I'm going to substitute here first. Negative 10 plus 125 equals 115. All right, let's try the other one. Negative 10 plus 75 equals 65. Okay, let's check to make sure that that equals 180, and it does. So that means that this obtuse angle is 115 degrees, and this acute angle is 65 degrees.